Good morning. Welcome back. I'm Jamie. For those that don't know and that are new here, welcome to Heavenly Dreams Homestead. I almost said Heavenly Dreams Dairy Goats, which was what my channel was before for many years prior to this. But since we have gotten so many different animals, I decided to change it to a homestead. But I wanted to kind of update you guys on the goats and what I've kind of talked over with Billy, and those that don't know, Billy is my husband. Talked it over with him and kind of just told him my thoughts and to go through that. So I have a friend, and the funny thing is that she's got to be the only friend that I know that is not afraid to come here and that will be drawing blood for the goats because of my eyesight and not being able to see the veins good enough to be able to test myself. I know how to do this. I know how to draw blood. I've done it before. 5 years ago when we moved here, I tested all my goats, and I had 3 that tested positive, and the rest were negative. So I took everybody that was positive to the auction house and let them know that they were positive for CAE. And these were goats from a different herd. I kept everybody. 3 years ago, I tested again at the same company I tested the previously 2 years prior to that, which was Washington, is where I tested at. And those goats came back negative. Now, I've tried in a different place this time around, and those same goats that tested negative tested positive this time, and at a different company. Now they're asking me to retest, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have Heather draw 2 samples of blood from each goat, and I'm only going to test the girls because my boys are negative. I'm not worried about them, and that you can house goats together with CAE as long as you don't. They say that CAE is mainly from the colostrum of the milk, but I know for sure that if you feed milk that is not pasteurized, and even pasteurized milk from a positive CAE can possibly give it to another goat or kid. So I told Billy that I am planning, that I would like to plan, because I always pull my kids from my does, but the goal is here is if my girls are actually positive, which I really think that was a false positive from that other company. But they're requesting, like I said, to resend. My friend Heather, she said that she could be here depending on the warmth of the winter because her hands, she's got rheumatoid arthritis like I do too. Her hands don't work well in the cold, which I understand that. I don't work well in the cold. Your joints just hurt. But sometimes the cold actually helps my joints. It's the humidity that really bothers me. But anyways, I was planning to just pull the kids. I'm not going to even let them really lick on them or anything. I'm going to dry them off myself. I'm going to bring them inside. I'll probably give them a warm bath to really make sure that I got all the fluids and stuff off of them. I'm going to give them colostrum that I have bought from negative CAE animals. And I'm going to give them all the colostrum that they can actually have within the first 24 to 48 hours. And I'm going to give them a medicated kid milk replacer that's got to do with coccidity too. It's got prevention in it. The bag is a 45-pound bag and it's like $90. I'm pretty sure that it would take probably 4 or 5 bags to feed everybody for the amount of goats that I'm pretty sure that we're having. The goal too is to keep back the females. We will be butchering the bucks for meat. So if we have 2 bucks, they're just going to be butchered for meat. I'm going to be butchering them around 8 months to a year. It just depends how they grow. The dolings that end up being born, those are going to be in their own pen in a separate area for right now. And I'm going to wait till they turn 8 months, and then I'm going to test them to see if they are positive or negative. Because I know that you can take a kid from a positive CAE mother and you can raise that kid on prevention of CAE, and that goat can live forever. Now they say that CAE is most prominent and you can see it pretty well in goats in ages 2, but then goats can live a little longer than that with the infection and not really show too much. For instance, I'm pretty sure that Odessa had CAE. I never had her tested, but I'm pretty sure she did. But she lived a very long life, so I'm not so sure that she did. She was 15 when she passed. That's a long life for a goat who supposedly has CAE. I'm just stating, I was told that goats don't live that long if they have it. And what CAE is, it's a type of arthritis that goats get, and it's pretty painful. It's a lot like a human, but they don't live very long. They end up dying because they get they do walk around a lot on their knees. And Odessa did. She did walk around a lot on her knees. But I'm not saying, like I said, that she's positive. But that would have been the only way that I would have had any positive goats from, like, say, last year. But my thing is what I don't understand is I'm pretty sure that this company that I sent to over in California, I'm pretty sure that was a false positive, because I have 4 coming 3-year-olds, which they were, well, I sold one of my coming 3-year-olds last year, and they tested her and she came back negative. And she drank off the same bucket that the rest of my goats did that are coming 3-year-olds. That would be Willow, Scarlet, Jules, and Prince. Prince come from a different farm that was already pre-tested, but he drank off the buckets that all my girls drank off of. Lancelot, they actually he came from the same farm Prince did, and they had tested him, or his mother, and they actually, I didn't go pick him up till he was weaned. So, with that being said, Zeus we raised them on powdered milk. And they came from a farm that had tested like 20 years previously and never tested again. But that they were a clean CAE herd. And I believe that. Because he tested negative too. So, that is my theory here that I'm going with. And if my herd is currently negative, I'm still only going to breed for us. I'm going to raise a couple family milkers and then sell those milkers to families that need them. I still want to be able to keep track of their milk production. Like I was stating in another video, that semiotic count will show up in your goat if it's high. My tea's almost, hang on, let me take you with me. I'm a little sore today. My back is really stiff. I feel a little dizzy. I'm not sure what that is. I actually felt dizzy yesterday. And I noticed that I tend to kind of walk toward the left. So I'm not sure what the heck is going on with me, but something is not aligned right. That I do know. So with that being said, I just kind of want to state what my plans are to do here. And I believe that this is my way of not really being upset that they had tested positive, because I believe deep down that it was a false negative or a false positive. So like I said, Heather said that possibly next Tuesday. The Washington, they test on a Tuesday. The other place, the U of whatever it is, USL or something like that, I think is what it is. they're pretty cheap testing. I think it's like $7.50 a goat for just testing for CAE. I've never had any goats test positive for CL or Jonesy, so I don't even test for it because I've never had a positive. But I have had a positive for CAE, so that's what I test for. I think that my procedures that I'm willing to do is right. And even if I decide if these girls are CAE positive, I just will only try to raise the kids on powdered milk. I know it's going to cost us a little more, and then have those goats tested, and then eventually when I get a doe kid out of each buck from each doe that is testing negative, I think what I'm going to end up doing is then retire the 4 out, and then they're going to be in their own area, in their own pen till the day they die. And then I'll have CAE negative girls in my milking, program, and we'll go from there. But like I said, I want to be able to keep 1 to 2 does in milk year round, and it's going to take a couple years for me to get to that point if my herd is actually positive for CAE. Because I look at it this way, what I told Billy, I said, the only place that I know that tests consistently is the same place that I got Lancelot and Prince from, and you're going to pay an arm and a leg for a goat there. All her goats, she does at-home dairy testing too, so DHI, all her goats are earned. She also does the LA testing to see, she does all the AGA plus stuff. I do just the AGA DHA or DHI at home, which still costs a lot. I mean, you're talking $40 for your membership, and then you're talking $50 for DHI, so it's like $90 a year that you're having to pay, and then you got to pay for shipping to send the samples, and that's about $13 something per month, and then you got to pay for them to test your samples, which is, I think it ends up being, it's like $1.50 a goat, but they have a processing fee, and then it's how many goats you have in milk, and it can add up for the year to actually do this for goats. So I told Billy, I said, if we have to pay for the better milk replacer, and I don't have to treat for coccidity, because usually I treat for coccidity on top of giving their dam's milk to them, just so I can not have to worry about this. But this milk, that it's the Shepherd's something, and it's from Premier One that carries it. But yeah, I was thinking that I'll go ahead and I'll just do it that way. And even if it costs us, say $200 or so per goat to be able to get them to the point where they are CAE, I'm still way cheaper than it would have been if I would have had to go and buy a couple of kids and raise them this way too. Because I didn't want to have to go and start over. I really didn't. If I have to be more in my procedures of doing things more cleansy and being more on top of stuff, then that's what I'm going to have to do to be able to say that my herd is and will be CAE negative. So I'm pretty sure that this is what I'm doing. I've prayed about it, and I take that a lot of my prayers that I pray about, if I wake up thinking about it pretty heavenly, then I know that it's something that I need to keep praying about until I have a decision that tells me that this is what I'm doing correctly. So with that being said, that's my goals, and I am gonna do that this year. So all the doe kids that are born this year are going to be kept in the herd. Any buck kids from here on out are going to be for meat purposes. I might occasionally keep one if I can prove that I'm negative for maybe a breeding buck to sell, but I'm pretty much not going to do that. and that I would look into selling milkers at about 2 years old, so I know that they are good to go and everything is good on them, so that they're good on the stand for both hand milking and machine milking, and that they're good for hoof trimming, and they got good personalities. But all my goats have good personalities. Everybody's sweet. I mean, when you bottle feed them, that's the way it is. So I think I have enough nipples right now that I won't have to try to buy any. I might have to buy some new hose though that runs into a bucket, and I might have to buy a new bucket, which I'm okay with because I should have under 10 kids this year being born, and I think I might have that enough nipples. But I know that I need to go downstairs and get in my crafting room and get all my goat stuff around and figure out what I have and what I might need and all that good stuff, and I think I'll do a video on that. I need to grab the towels that are outside. I need to wash them, get them prepared and ready for kidding season because I need to be there. I don't care what time it is, but I need to be there when these kids are being born so I can pull them immediately. And that's just the way that I'm going to be doing this, and I got to figure out where I'm going to be putting the kids at. Somewhere in an area that kids have not been at, or adult goats anyways. I need them to be in an area that I know that they'll be contained and safe. I've got a few weeks to have to worry about that for right now, and we got some cold front coming through, but I mean it's cold here, but not enough to say that it's cold. I mean, when you live here in Michigan, you get used to it. So when you see people saying that they're cold at 20 degrees or something, or it's in the negatives, you know, or in the teens, or even in the single digits, I can say that it is chilly, but if you dress properly, you can stay pretty warm and you're moving outside. And with being here on a homestead, you have to be outside at least 2 to 3 times a day if you're making sure everybody is good. If you don't have, like, for instance, my rabbits with their waters, that's going to be something that's going to be different this year too. Got a lot going on this year, and I'm really hoping that everything goes as planned. I've got a hut, a Shelter Logic coming. I guess it's supposed to be at TSC on Thursday, which would be great. My husband's got Thursday off because he needs to go and get his stitches out from his surgery, and we'll get that, and I think he's going to be surprised. But I'm hoping that this Shelter Logic is something that I can actually get for and buy for my rabbits, and then metal it afterwards. It is 12 by 26 long, and I think that it'll do pretty well for what we are needing them for, and it's not. The price is pretty good. It was like $116 with taxes, and I didn't think that was that bad. I paid over $300 for the one that the rabbits are in now, and I think, and that one's even smaller. That's a 12 by 20. This is the one that I'm getting as a 12 by 26, so you get 6 extra feet. And I'm thinking if I put 4 of those together, that'll be 4 feet long by 12 foot wide. I should be able to get all my rabbits, including my feed out cages, inside that, which they'll be a little more protected. Maybe not insulated, but definitely protected from the wind. And I think that would help out. I'm actually going to start sometime this week. I'm going to see if I can't find some videos and really watch some videos on starting a throw of my rabbit hides. So I'm going to try to video that too. So we got that coming. I don't know when it will be, but I'm going to be doing video on that of me starting my first rabbit hide throw. And this is going to be from my steel. I think what I'm actually going to do is mix my steel and my oranges together on a throw. And I probably should get the first maybe two sections of it. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. I'm thinking probably 5 foot by 3 foot wide maybe, but we'll see. I kind of want to oversize one so you could just, like, if you had to, like, wrap it around you and, like, oh, or flip it over the top of you and do it that way. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I've got quite a bit of content I want to do, and then we've got bunnies due this week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we'll be breeding bunnies probably that Monday, or maybe even sooner. I'm not for sure, but we'll see. So I want to thank you guys for being here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just my thoughts on how I'm going to be raising our dairy goats from now on, and then I'm going to be doing a lot more consistent testing for CAE. We'll wait for the results to come back. I'm going to post on my business page that we are going to do retesting, and then I will be sending to the Washington State where I've actually had previous negative testing before, and then resend blood work test to the place that told me that they are positive. So with that being said, thank you guys again, and we'll see everybody tomorrow. I got to get around and go out and do my chores. So thank you guys again for being here. Please subscribe if you're new. Thank you to all our new subscribers, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Till next time. God bless you all.